How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another video. So today we're going to be working on the Honda. So it is, I'm going to say, done, where it's running and driving. So power steering pump is on it and fixed. I didn't video any of it. It was just too much work and this and that, but everything's together. It runs, it drives, it doesn't leak, you know, this and that. Went ahead, I got the motor clean underneath the hood because it was filthy dirty from all the leaking and stuff like that. So we got that cleaned up. Also went ahead, got the harness bar installed, and as you can see, like, the bars go down into the seats. You know, kind of had to wedge it in, but it's in. So all I got to do now is put the harness on for this side, and I got to put the driver's seat in, which is what we're going to be doing today. Well, actually, we're going to be doing two things today. So the seat is going to go in right now, and also we're going to sand the hood on this thing down. So we need to get this sanded and painted because it looks like crap. But yeah, motor's still looking good, motor's still looking clean, as you know, it needs wiped. But what we're going to do is we're going to sand this down right here. I think I said it before, we're getting the car together and I'm trying to get it ready for the, man, the sun is bright and it's hot out. I'm getting the car ready because we are going to take this to the, you know, basically it's like the Gatlinburg, Tennessee, Silverado. You know, it is October 4th and 5th. That's Friday, Saturday, or is it Saturday, Sunday? Whatever. So, going to be a whole bunch of slam cars there. So, we're trying to get the car remotely pretty well ready for that event. Because it's nothing but, you know, slammed cars. So, we need to, I'm not entering the show or anything like that. We're just getting the car to look presentable while we're down there. That's my main goal. So like I said, we're gonna sand the car down. I've got right here, I want to try one of these right here, which is the turbo can. Is supposedly these things lay down really good, really fat, and really nice. So we're going to try one of these today on the hood. But first we've got to sand the hood down, get a little bit smoother. So we're basically going to wet sand the hood down. I've got some, you know, 600 grit sandpaper. You know what I got? Yeah, 600 grit sandpaper, because it ain't gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be good enough. So let's go ahead, get this stuff cut so it'll fit onto here, and then get the sanding. Okay, so the hood was sanded down before, so I'm not like overly stressed on too much of it. This is just basically to kind of get a flat black coat on it. It's still going to need more work as we go along, but for the most part it's sanded pretty good. So again, there was some body spots on here that were bad. I'd like to see if I can get a new hood, but at the same time, who knows? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to let this dry. It is basically hot as crap out, so I'm not going to stress on how fast this dries because it's hot as doo-doo out. So we're gonna let this dry, and while it's drying, we're gonna go ahead and put the passenger seat in and get that knocked out. So here's the bolts, there's the covers. We need to get that size socket, ratchet. Well, there's the seat right there. So I just threw it on the back of the Corvair. I dropped my camera on the floor. So like I say, we're getting the seat in now while the front of the car dries. I wanted to say something, I totally forgot. My brain just like... Yeah, for the most part, like, I mean, the car needs a little bit of detail, a little bit of cleaning, but for the most part, this thing is gonna be good to go after today. Get the front ones in. Yeah, this thing's tight. Get that in right there. Alright, where's the last bolt? There's supposed to be 4. So I found the 4th bolt. It was in the garage when I was looking for the size of the bolt. Yeah. So, alright. Seat's back in. There it is. Again, need a little bit of detail. But besides that, we're good. Interior's back. Now, this is nice and sanded down. Trying not to touch the front. As I'm painting this, I want to go around the edges and get the edges done up too. So, we're going to wind up taping. You know, I have painting paper, so we're going to wind up papering over the fenders. We're going to paper over the cowl, you know, everything. I have a blanket that I'm going to lay over the windshield. So, got a blanket to lay over the windshield, got painting paper, got tape. So, needless to say, I'm going to suck up some of this air for a second. Go out and tape it all up. Okay, set that back up there. So I went around the edges, so you can see the black on there. I went around the edges to try to get the edge done up as best as I could. You know, I think it did pretty good. The only thing I didn't do is this back edge right here, which of course it's kind of hard when the hood is up like that. So we're just going to leave it just like this, and we're going to paint it. The nozzle fell off. So one thing I was like I said is, you know, wanted to try this thing out. Well, here's the nozzle right here. So you can see it's just a big freaking, drop it on the ground again. Oh, it's just a narrow freaking like duckbill type thing. So basically you could put this on any kind of can and it would make this wide spray pattern like that. I don't think that, you know, like I said, it's like, I'm pretty sure if you put this on any can you would get the same, you know, big freaking can. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's kind of cool, but I don't think, you know, I don't think that I need to buy like this specifically. Basically, you can just buy a regular can of paint and have this nozzle on it and be fine. I mean, it's gonna work, it'll be fine, so not gonna complain on that. I guess now we just gotta let it dry, because this stuff does take a while to dry, and we'll call it a day. I'll come back out later and check on it, see how it's done, you know, but so far looks better than what it did. Okay, so it's been about an hour since I painted it. It's, again, it is hot and humid out, so this should have dried pretty quick. I got it onto the, yeah, it feels like it's done dry, because I had some overspray, which I'm not stressed on, because eventually I do want to do the bottom side of this. All right, everything on it feels pretty dry, so I guess let's go ahead and let's just shut the hood. So everything on it feels dry. And there it is. So I know it's not perfect. You can still see where the body work is needed. So there's what, one. So you got one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there. It's not bad. I mean, again, this hood was messed up, but it's a lot better than what it was, and now it's all blacked out, so it looks a lot better than what it was. The car still needs wash and detail, because like it is just covered in greasy handprints all over it. Now the windshield needs washed also, because that's just dirty, but I'm not complaining. The car looks so much better, because the hood just was horrible. It just was setting it off wrong. So I guess we're gonna call this video a day, because I've got a lot of everything done that I wanted to. I'm gonna put the harness, you know, seatbelt harness in off camera, you know, this and that. I did, when I was driving it the other day, I wanted to notice the emergency brake's a little loose. I probably want to tighten that up a little bit. Do that off camera, wash it, detail it. We're done. So this is good enough for right now. I do want to do more, but for now we're gonna call it a day. I'm happy with the end product. So I guess the next thing we're going to be getting into is we are going to be getting into the Corvair, which I have been saying, but I wanted to get this up and on point first, and it's basically where I want it for now. Time to get into the Corvair. So I guess we're going to try to probably get into that next video, because I got to get onto this. I want to do some work to it. So I guess we'll catch you in the next one working on the Corvair. See you then.